Good evening, KZFR. This is Kevin Cook here. Feels like it's been forever. This is write.onair. Write.onair is made possible by the generous contributions of KZFR supporters and by Apothecaries of Options, a compounding pharmacy specializing in bioidentical hormone replacement for women and testosterone replacement for men. More information is available by calling Apothecary Options at 345-7979 or at apothecaryoptions.com. That's a fun word to say. Well, hey, I have some new co-hosts with me today. Branden, welcome.
I'm back.
He's never been on the show before. He's a new person.
It's been maybe a year.
Just about, yeah. I think you've submitted before then, but
Many times before.
Once or twice.
Before I showed up in Chico.
Long time. But now he has his own show. What is that, Branden?
I host the Breakdown every Tuesday night here on KZFR 90.1, wonderful community listener-supported radio. And it airs from 5:30 to 6 every Tuesday, and we cover nice big ideas. We break them down to bite-sized pieces, and you show up randomly.
I happen to be on that show on rare occasions.
As do I.
As does Natalie. How you doing, Natalie?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking, finally.
Good. You're welcome. I'm actually glad I got the mics right. We were concerned because all the mics are different labels and stuff like that, but it worked out.
It feels really weird being on here live because I just wanted to let a little secret out there in the radio land that we haven't been live for a minute because Kevin, Where were you?
I was out of town.
Where out of town?
I went to Myanmar. It was great.
Where's Myanmar?
It's formerly known as Burma.
Burma.
Yeah, which is probably more well-known news feeds, unfortunately. But yeah, I was out of town, so the past few episodes were pre-recorded, so all of our stuff was not live. So this feels weird being back in the station now. But tonight's show is going to be awesome. First off, the show is a writing show where people submit any form of writing. As you'll see tonight, we have some lyrics from Juilian, which is going to be awesome, and some books and stuff. They submit any form of writing that you'd like, and we basically just air it and appreciate it.
I'm super excited to have lyrics on because I've been trying to get some people on here with their lyrics for a while now.
Yeah, you haven't heard it. I should probably get that prepared on here. I didn't even think about that. But also something else special for this show is this is Pledge Week. So please call in because we have something special going on for this show. Branden, why don't you let us know about that? What are we doing?
If you are all willing to donate some money to wonderful KZFR, because you guys keep this show on the air. You're the reason this show exists. And if you can call to 895-0131 and donate to KZFR during Pledge Drive right now during this show, Kevin has, I believe, 3 books to give away. 3 books that have been...
Two of Jan's and...
Yes.
2 of Jan's and 1 of Rob Davidson.
Yes. Flash Fictions by Rob Davidson. The book is Spectators, and a book by Jan Matthews, Often Overlooked.
How'd you like that one, Natalie? Because you read that all the way through, right?
Excellent.
I mean,
We've had
too,
Jan and Rob on the show if you've been listening for some time now.
Yes, we have. And
Kevin, pay attention.
I know, I'm doing things in the background. No, but these are really amazing books.
They are actually Spectators by Rob Davidson was nominated for it, and we've had an argument over how to pronounce this. Pulitzer or Pulitzer?
Who
cares?
Who cares?
Either way, it's a great book. And then Jan, I love Jan because she self-published her book, which is so inspiring to writers out there who have been rejected. Jan went out there and published her own book. It's available on Amazon. If you don't get it today, go on Amazon and look up Often Overlooked. Her author name on Amazon is J.E. Matthews.
Or donate to KZFR
Or
today.
donate, yes. Or please call.
Yes.
895-0131.
Yes, and we have
KZFR
operators standing
90.1.
by from what I can see.
Yeah.
So we're prepared for that. But
I wish we had pledge music we could play while we're saying that.
I mean, Branden sings pretty well.
No.
He seems pretty happy. I think we should make Branden sing on air. Of all the times you've made fun of me on your show, I think I should make you sing on air.
I don't make fun of you. I just correct misconceptions, which is the point of the show.
Also, you make it very easy.
Okay,
to make fun of you.
Listen, I can replace a co-host.
All right.
I don't know with who.
Is that a threat or a promise?
It was supposed to be a threat, but it's pretty not really a threat.
Mean?
It doesn't work.
I know I haven't been here for a while, but I thought this was a writing show.
I know, right? Today it's a pledge show. Pledge.
Please pledge.
Yeah.
895-0131.
All right.
But
back to
business. I think we're laying it on a little thick. Let's get to some normal programming.
Yes, I'm having technical difficulties.
Also,
with one
happy
of
early birthday to Branden.
No.
April 4th.
This is not
next
supposed
Thursday.
To be, it's not supposed
I'm
to be
just
public
letting out.
information.
I'm letting out everyone's secrets on air.
I think you should.
While Kevin gets his act together over there.
Yeah, I'm looking for a song here that I have.
Well, we can start with something else.
Okay. Well, I think I want to read this next one, so that'll be problematic for me looking for this song, but we're going to go with it. This next one actually means a lot to me because this is by my mom.
Yay.
And a while back, we had Jan Matthews on, whose book we're giving away today. And she asked for a prompt, I guess, and it was a one-word one. Do you remember what it was, Natalie? Key. So we asked for people to submit pieces on that theme, so a one-word prompt just on key, whatever that strikes you as. And my mom was listening, and I did not ask her to, so thanks, Mom. She tuned in and then sent me probably about 3 or 4 days later. She was like, hey, Kevin, I have a prompt for you on that prompt. And I was like, cool, Mom, what is it? She sent it, and it's titled Key by Kevin's mom. So without further ado, I'll read this. Key. I need to get the oil changed in the old Tercel. Beat up and neglected as it were, it has been good to me. I load the diaper bag, some toys, my Wrigley sun, purse, stroller, check the contents of the bag, and add a sippy cup. Bouncing down the dirt road now, a tired toddler kicking my seat, we made it to Jiffy Lube on Main Street. I walked in, toddler on hip, glad to be taking charge of car maintenance. Please change the oil, we will be at Kmart. How long will it take? Give us half an hour, ma'am, we're busy, but we'll get it done as soon as we can. I break out the stroller, diaper bag, purse, everything needed for a walk across the street, through the hot parking lot and into Kmart. The hot summer morning, going to be hotter soon. The stroller wheels tap out a rhythm on the cracks in the sidewalk. The thump, the thump, the thump. We made it to Kmart with a musical merry-go-round of odd-looking animals. The strangest one resembles a banana. Is it an elephant? I put Kevin on that one and watch him hang on in glee as he goes round and round, music tinkling out into the parking lot. When it halts, he goes back into the stroller. We are hot. The doors open with a whoosh, and the smell of popcorn fills the air. We wander aimlessly, picking up this and that, a new shirt, toy for the boy. We look at shoes, mom's shoes and boy shoes, home goods, movies, magazines, and the clock ticks on. The hour goes by, and not wanting to go back too soon, we go out to eat. Sizzler is nearby. Why not? Steak and fries, maybe ice cream at the bar. The little boy is getting tired, and so am I. 2 hours now, but it's fine. We had a good day. The car is done, I am sure, as we make our way across the parking lot, across the street, the traffic heavy in the noonday sun, sweaty, tired, ready to go home. Little boy is getting cranky in the stroller. I press my luck. He will not last much longer. Both of us ready for a long nap. 2.5 hours. They better be done. Sweat running down my back, I open the door and am met by the manager. Ma'am, we were getting ready to do your car, but you forgot to leave the key. Dun dun.
Wow.
Yep. That was my childhood.
I was like, it's a true story because it's
True
got
story.
Kevin's name in it.
Because it has my name in it. Yeah, no, I like that one a lot. I give my mom a big review online for it, and it's really hard for people, I think, to make, like, I think it's called onomatopoeia work.
Yeah,
So,
I was going to say.
yeah, and that
The
kind
thump.
of, yeah, it strikes me really well because that's a pretty accurate sound, and that's, I don't know, a strike of a good, oh, phones are ringing. Thanks for calling in. Strikes me as a good writer, which I'm not just saying that because she's my mother.
Yes,
She does
you are.
write well pieces. Well, I
But
mean,
it was well written.
yes, but no. It's a good piece. So thanks, Mom, for writing it on key. I appreciate that. What are your guys' thoughts, if any?
It seems like she had a very strong memory associated with that one word.
Yep.
I have to say, oddly enough, because I don't know, I don't always get it on the first read, but the thing that stuck out to me was referencing Sizzler. I don't even know, does Sizzler still exist now? Does
Yeah,
it? Okay,
it's
well, I know they closed the
everywhere.
one down in my hometown, and I was super bummed about that.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I'm just trying to understand what that piece is actually about, though. It's a mother and a child, right? And
Yes.
trying to get to. And your mother was a single mother?
No,
No?
married. My dad worked
Married.
a lot, though, so
Okay.
he was usually away, and Mom was taking care of me.
All right. So what is the point of that piece, though?
So this one, I think, in my opinion, from an outsider's perspective, or trying to take a step back at least, is about a mother entertaining a child for the full day, just doing kind of routine maintenance on a vehicle. And it takes a lot out of a human to kind of take care of a child, go out, keep them entertained, kind of toying with the focus of the child and making sure that it's going to be awake and not cranky the entire time. So keeping it fed, keeping it cool, and then keeping it fed again because she feeds me at least like 3 times in here. And basically getting back and then realizing that there was a mistake made at the very end and being like, I did everything perfectly as I should have, but at the very end I made a mistake and it doesn't matter. Like, now I have to do all this over again, and like I have to overcome all of this again, which I think, in my opinion, is the most trying part about being a parent. Is the things you don't account for. You can plan for everything, keep someone completely entertained, completely okay the full time, but then something inevitably comes around and messes it
Yeah,
up.
ask Ted Bundy's parents. They're like, what happened there?
Yeah. Well,
Seriously, though, I thought that was really interesting way to put a child in, like, you're saying she was referencing a vehicle, too?
Yeah, so it was
The ending, though.
she dropped off a vehicle in the start there. She dropped off a
Okay.
vehicle for maintenance at
Okay.
a like an auto repair shop.
Yeah.
And then asked the manager, said, "Hey, how long will it take?" And they said, "Well, half an hour.
So
We'll be
she's
done."
killing time.
She's killing time,
Okay.
yeah. And killed as much time as she could with a cranky toddler, and then it just didn't work out.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So that was that one. And I think you have one too, Branden. I'm still looking for the piece. I have some technical difficulties here with the last one, so I'm still kind of running through that one. But I haven't even heard Branden's piece, so I'm ready for this. But before that,
You should have read it.
well, I
Yeah.
browsed through, but we have giveaways. So please call in and donate 895-0131. This is our pledge drive week. I think it's like 10 days or something. If I remember correctly.
I believe we are doing 10 days pledge drive.
10 days.
Today is the first day of pledge drive, of
Yes.
course.
And I believe we're doing pretty well. Today we have, from what I can see from my sitting spot, about...
$4,140 raised so far.
Yes.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's enough to
Yeah,
buy
you-
a quality used vehicle right there.
Yeah, you guys are doing great. You keep us running, you keep us on the air. And if any of you are listening from outside of Chico and you'd like to call in, the whole number is 530-895-0131, just in case you didn't know the Chico area code.
Yes. So please call in. Please submit to my station, and please keep us on the air, because this is a fun show and I enjoy doing it.
And speaking of submitting, how can people get on this wonderful program?
How can they do that? Natalie, I think you should answer this one.
You can submit to write.onair@gmail.com and submit anywhere from 3 to 5 pieces, and Kevin, you will get back to them on that.
Yes, I'm in charge of that.
Also, check out our Facebook, because I managed to keep that up pretty well.
Yeah,
I think it's Writing on Air on Facebook.
I think as well. You've done a phenomenal job with that Facebook.
Thank you. Thank you.
People message me all the time like, "You're doing a great job," and I'm like, "Whoa, listen now, I've
you
done
would
nothing."
take credit for it.
I took no credit. This is all Natalie. If you see our Facebook, thank Natalie.
Yeah.
Branden, what do you got for us?
Why do I do things you ask me?
He complains, but he's smiling from ear to ear, so I know it's not that.
What is it? Is it a poem or is it
I always write prose.
okay?
Well, I'm not very good with poetry.
All right.
I'm not gonna say the title because it'll give some things
Too
away.
much away. Okay.
Is there? I can't even speak. Wow. I wrote this and I can't read it.
Take your time, Branden.
Yes, 1 second. I sat there at the edge of the chasm, feet dangling free in space. The air was crisp and cold and perfect. "What are you doing there?" a voice said from behind me. "Thinking," I said. Thinking and wondering about what it all means, about what lies behind me and before me. Do you think it really exists? That it can exist in a world like this? I've seen worlds burn and writhe and scream. I've seen them flourish and prosper. But I don't think I've ever seen the second ideal. So the traveler would ask about the very nature of morality, while he sits over the very lip of reality? Asked the voice behind me. I move, I wander, I look, I see, I think. That is what I am. Can wisdom be anything other than itself? If you found a way to break the contract, then you should tell the rest of us. It would make things easier, I said in reply. I can break it no more than you can. But why this obsession? You have wandered, as you have said, from reality to reality, from planet to planet, from planet to time and dimension, from one to another, but you always focus on just one thing: second virtue. I do not know if they ever signed the contract, Wisdom said flatly. Critical as ever, I see, but you can't help but wonder yourself, can you? I asked. Does justice exist? Does he walk and balance the good with the bad? Is the contract incomplete? I wonder. But I can only say that I don't know yet. We don't have all of the pieces, and if the contract is incomplete, then it will strive to complete itself. There is nothing to do. We exist to make people more than they are. If we aren't all here yet, well, I suppose you would know better than the rest of us. You get to see far more than any of us do, he replied. I don't know. I really don't know. If justice exists, then they are far too lax or too strict. The problem is that if justice does exist, then what law does he serve? Does justice change across the borders set by man just as my appearance does? Does he only alter law as the humans make it? Or is there some higher economy of morality that they must balance? I have wandered and watched. I have seen evil people prosper and good people destroyed. I have seen retribution and scant mercy. If these things are justice, then I don't know what to say, I said wearily. Are all people wise, he asked me. Of course not. Very few are, but there are always a few no matter where I go, I replied. Are you saying you have seen no just men, he asked. I have seen men abide the law. I have seen people punished for crimes, but I have yet to see these people truly judged. Justice is more than right or wrong. It is about weighing the crime against the circumstance and intent. Is the starving man so wrong for stealing food? Did the man who killed another while defending himself do the right thing? There is more to justice than I have seen. I think these people imitate justice, but don't understand what it really is. And with that, I dropped into the chasm at the edge of everything. One last trip. One last place to check.
Is that an excerpt from a larger piece, or is that a standalone piece?
It may turn into a larger piece.
Okay.
This is just one of the random things that ends up in my story folder.
Okay. It sounds like a conversation between philosophical viewpoints. I'm just guessing. What is it exactly? Can you explain it?
I kind of got obsessed a little while ago with doing kind of a I can't remember the term for it. It might be a hype, like a these are actual people in my head.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate embodiment of wisdom, and this person whose only existence is to look, to see, and to watch, to think. And I actually submitted another piece that almost inspired this one called "Next Time."
Yeah, I was gonna say it was
to this very show, in which I had a conversation between literal Father Time and Wisdom, who has now become a recurring character.
I love that.
So it's about kind of exploring these concepts.
Yeah.
Because literally, when I wrote this piece, I literally looked up the virtues of man, and justice is literally the second virtue,
Mm-hmm.
the second ideal. And I had this idea, and because there's always that question constantly in the news, what's just, was this court ruling right? Is it correct? So does justice exist? Does he walk?
What is the virtues of man based on? Who wrote that?
They're ancient Greek. You've probably heard of some of them. Wisdom is the first one that is said to rule all the others. Justice is the second. Temperance, self-control, humility.
But who wrote that?
I can't remember.
That sounds really familiar.
I know it's ancient Greek.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I used to be hardcore about the Greeks. For a long
I don't
time.
know who originally said in stone, though, like who actually said that these are the good virtues of humankind. But I do know that they wrote that they are not things that you are born as. They are things that you must strive towards.
Yeah, you learn to embody them. Weren't they like set as they were actually kind of like deities or gods almost?
Different gods in Greek mythology certainly represented them, but they weren't. They weren't.
It was an
Surely.
ideal for humans to
Yeah.
reach.
Yeah.
Gods were in a different
realm.
kind of like
yeah.
realm
Okay.
and level.
Well, because I think it's interesting that you're taking them and having a conversation in your head, but writing a story about them. So it's like you yourself are balancing these things out in your head and finding a way to embody them yourself through your writing.
In a little bit.
Yeah. So wisdom is the one that you're focusing on right now, or Father Time too.
Well, because time is immemorial. Time
Yes.
always exists.
I was just talking about
And
that. It's also an illusion.
yes, and if wisdom is the leader of all virtue, if it is the pinnacle, then why should not wisdom judge all the others?
Yeah.
So he's kind of become this recurring character, visiting each of them and seeing where they are, answering questions, giving advice.
Wisdom is knowledge in action.
Yes.
Just a side note for our audience. I really love that though, Branden. What do you think you'll do with it next?
I don't know. I've got
Just a bit more until you get the full story, piece it together.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Well, I
the
mean,
thing.
like, will you tackle another virtue, or
Probably because
you could do a lot of cool stuff with that?
I like this whole thing, and it might turn into something bigger. I'm really bad. I wrote a whole book, and I've got part of a sequel for that. I've got a few hundred pages
You
of another.
did. I
I've
saw
got-
his book that he won a
I've-
prize.
I have a really bad thing. I write stories, and some of them are short, and some of them are concise.
That's not bad.
And others, like this one, feel like they're out of place, like they need more, and they end up in a folder. And
Maybe
they keep
it's
building up.
divine wisdom
He'll piece them all
just
together one day.
striking you like lightning.
Could be. You get a mishmash collage of
Yeah.
all these stories. I don't know. I liked them. I
Yeah.
personally like stories told from different perspectives of like different archetypes almost.
Well, if you'd like a book with a bunch of really short stories, I don't know if it's gone
Yeah.
yet.
Oh, that was a great
You
segue.
can,
That was a hard
can
segue.
I know,
call
right?
into 8950131, and we are giving away Rob Davidson's Spectators, which is full of a bunch of flash fiction. If I remember, he based this on different images that a photographer took for him.
I thought he was the one that was going around taking pictures in the Grand Canyon
of people
or something.
of a photographer taking pictors of a photographer of photographers essentially, like
Oh.
so a pulled back.
A voyeur.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yikes.
Weirdos. Yeah. I just want to say, normally I'd chide you for deflecting your compliments, but that was an excellent
was-
segue
it
to
was
that.
Whiplash worthy turn, but it wonderful. I liked
That's
it.
amazing.
Okay, but we got to move on to the next one
No,
too.
back
Yes.
to, no, I'm
Nope,
just
nope.
kidding.
Branden, I loved your piece.
Yeah.
As always, I like that. I had reminiscent feelings of the first one, which I remember because I was here for it.
I listened to it
years
on
back.
a later date.
Okay, Natalie did too.
There was
But
sound effects. It was cool.
No, that's not the one you're thinking of.
Oh,
Juilian,
dang it.
that one too, but this is
Yeah.
a different one. Juilian, you have submitted this a while ago. I apologize, it hasn't had a chance to be aired, but the way shows go, it kind of gets lined up, and I have to kind of store it away for a later time, and this was the first free show I could. So this is called Ghost, and he actually composed this, and everybody cross your fingers that it plays, because if not, we're just going to have to read his lyrics and then play it later. So this is called Ghost by Juilian, and the note that he has to it is... says, love has always been the most powerful emotion to me because it's something you really can't overcome. Once it's there, it's almost impossible for it to let go. That's why being in love with someone who's not in love with you is the hardest thing to realize. So, Ghost.
We got the police on us. We're so bad and bad at love. Are you sober? I wasn't sober, yeah.
And Juilian, you are ending our show tonight, so please donate 895-0131.
But will I ever be enough? Never loved making love so much than with you. I can't read your signs. Could I be so blind? Could you be more specific?
KZFR 90.1. This is Ghost by Juilian. Thank you, Juilian. And don't forget to pledge. Our number is 895-0131. We have books by Rob Davidson and Jan Matthews for you if you pledge.
Taking us out, Ghost by Juilian.
Now you're pulling me into the room. Doing way, my mind doesn't see it the same as you. I can't read your signs. Could I be so blind? Could you be more specific? My mind doesn't run as fast as yours. You're in drug in my veins. Blood is still strange. I'm in love with a ghost. I love you the most. In love with a ghost. Yeah. It was great while it lasted. I was so fantastic. They say alcohol never control. Love's the truth. I can say go.
Juilian, you have submitted, I think, 2 songs now, and that second piece, you've been improving quite a bit. Like, your first piece was golden, this piece is phenomenal. But this was KZFR 90.1. Hope Branden and Natalie have a good night. Thanks for coming on the show, guys, as always.
Good night, everyone.
Yes.
I'll show up maybe sometime.
Brenton's coming on next, and he always has an amazing show. I usually listen riding back on my bike, but today I have Brandon's car, which is great. But this has been Write It On Air, KZFR 90.1, and don't forget, this is our donation pledge week, so please do submit. Write It On Air is made possible by the generous contributions of KZFR supporters and by Harrison Daily Wright Accountancy Corporation in Chico. Harrison Daily Wright, specializing in accounting and bookkeeping services, auditing, tax preparation, planning, and management support services for nonprofit organizations, and more. To reach Harrison Daily Wright, call 895-1209. Have a good night, everyone.